Well, good morning, folks. So we are just leaving Eaglevale campground. Had a really nice night last night, had a campfire. There was actually a couple of drops of rain, but not longer than a minute's worth of very light sprinkling, and that disappeared. Now, we have a river crossing up ahead and we're just going to go check it out. In this series, I'm going to be exploring a small part of this amazing countryside. For the first half of the trip, I'm travelling with some mates. And in the second half, I'm heading off by myself. The Vic High Country is a four-wheel driver's paradise. It has tracks to suit all types of abilities from easy to difficult. It has river crossings. It has forests and mountains. And we're going to experience it in all sorts of weather conditions. I get a chance to rescue fellow travellers and settle the age-old question of, does my car sink or float? We start the day off with a river crossing.
So you're on track there.
We're taking it in turns to guide each other down.
The right's going to drop, left's going to drop first.
When you can't see where your wheels
Keep
are,
going straight.
you need to have absolute confidence in the person who's guiding you.
Straight, keep going, right, a little bit that way. Take you down.
Right, the first car is down. The first order of the day is to fill up the troopy with water. Next up is the Land Cruiser 200.
You can right hand down, please. You can more right hand down. Left hand down a little. That's it. Sit down. Next one. Keep right hand down. Hey, where you going?
Right, the 200 series is down. Up next is the FJ.
Come straight as you are. Right hand down a little bit. Straight, slow. Right hand down more. Right hand down more. That's it. Okay, left hand down now, slow. That's it, you're in. Right, left hand down. Keep going. Okay, right hand down now.
Right, we're in. And now it's time to cross the first of many river crossings. It's the start of summer. It hasn't rained for a very long time, and the rivers are shallow, making for a very easy crossing. Today we're heading from Eaglevale to Howitt's hut. It's a cloudy morning, but a beautiful day for a drive. This part of the Vic High Country has a myriad of river crossings. The Crooked River crosses the track again and again. So far they have all been shallow and an absolute joy to drive. Well, today is a little bit cooler than it has been. It's 19 degrees. No rain, which is good. There's a few clouds around, but it doesn't look like it's going to rain, at least not for the majority of the day. With any luck, we won't get any rain at all. It is really beautiful up here. There's some alpine flowers. If you can see outside the windows, there's some yellow alpine flowers. I don't know what they're called, and occasionally some white ones. That's the extent of my botanical knowledge. There's some yellow ones and some white ones. Our guide for this trip, Paul, has decided to be adventurous. We're going to do it? We're going to do it. Steep and rocky. Let's see how we go. We are taking a Wombat Range Track. HEMA Maps rates this as difficult. I have about 15 seconds to contemplate this as I watch the troopy disappear before it's my turn to head down the track. Alright, there's a bouncy steep bit coming up, I'm told. Oh, okay. That looks really steep. So, low range, first gear, and I'm going to wait for the car in front of me to get to the bottom before I start my descent. The map says steep, rocky, attempt only if you're insane.
Come down, Artie.
Is there an opportunity to film it?
Absolutely not. It's 45 degrees.
Okay.
I got a handbrake on a troopy.
Okay, so just proceeding very, very slowly. This is already very steep.
What's your inclinometer, mate?
I'm in low range, manually selected first gear, so you just slowly easing my way down, using the engine compression and the gears to slow me down. Occasionally, I've got my foot very, very lightly on the brakes, but only pressing the brakes when I feel I need to give additional assistance to slowing myself down. Yeah, it's off the scale. Making my way down. So my inclinometer goes to 30 degrees, and this is off that scale. It's probably 45 degrees. Yeah, that is definitely... I'll take a photo of this, then you can see how steep that is. Of course, in low first you can't go faster than I'm going 9 kilometers per hour right now, but there's no rush. It's nice and slow. We are slowly making our way along the ridge until we descend to the next river crossing. And the thing is, it might look spectacular when you've got one wheel up in the air and dirt flying all over the place, but truthfully, it's much better if you can keep all four wheels on the ground and maintain traction. And you need to remember, especially if you're by yourself, you need to remember that your car needs to get you home as well, so you don't want to go breaking it. We're just about to go down this steep bit in front of me, but look at this scenery. Isn't that amazing? We're about a kilometre up. But so far, I must admit, the old FJ is actually performing fantastically well. I'm really happy with it. It's going everywhere the other cars are going, and why wouldn't it? It's an extremely capable off-roader. It's just fantastic. Having a great time driving. It's the build is working really well. There's no rattles, no bumps. It's performing really well. So let's continue on. Famous last words. I mentioned no squeaks, right? No squeaks at all, right? Yep. Well, something has gone wrong. Interestingly, that squeak goes away when I go in water. Luckily, there's a lot of water around for just that purpose. You know what I like about touring and overlanding? It's the lifestyle. A lot of people, most people, if they're going on holidays, they may choose to fly to a city and stay in a resort and eat in a nice restaurant and have a pool, and that's all well and good. There's nothing wrong with that. But what attracts me to this sort of stuff is the fact that there are very few people that come out to these places, and you can quite often see absolutely amazing scenery, beautiful places out here amongst nature, driving a very capable vehicle. I've got it fitted out so it's completely self-contained. I've got food and water to last me a week, maybe longer. So I've got everything I need. I've got accommodation, I've got kitchen, I've got shower, toilet, everything I need in this vehicle, and I'm quite content. Just driving around, exploring all day, having a campfire at night. I'm quite happy. Very happy doing this sort of thing. If I could do this full time, that would be a dream come true, I think. I would love that. I would love to just travel around making films, enjoying nature. We've encountered the Crooked River yet again. We've come across a tiny patch of forest that is very different from anything else around. It's beautiful and tranquil. perfect place to stop for lunch. Some of the trees are very, very old. And then it was time to hit the road. The usually dense forest opens up into this mountaintop plain. The track is, unsurprisingly, quite rough. We're now at an altitude of 1,485 metres and still climbing, and the views are absolutely spectacular. So up ahead on the track we've got direct evidence that the Suzuki Club have been here. Now you can see this fallen tree on the track here, and it's been cut to precisely the width of a Suzuki Sierra. This happens a lot actually. There's a fallen tree and it doesn't take any more effort to cut the tree a little bit wider than the absolute bare minimum, but it seems to be that people cut the trees to just allow a car to fit in. Oh, we're now at 1,570 metres. My suspension squeak is there so you can know how far I am behind. If you can't hear it, I'm far behind.
Our original destination of Cobblers is going to be way too far, so we'll go left here, and there's another one called Howitt Hut just down the road. We'll camp there for the night.
That sounds like a plan.
We'll move off then.
So we're going to an alternate camping site which isn't too far away. We are at an altitude of almost 1,600 metres, so just a couple of metres below that. It looks like we are pretty much at the summit of this particular mountain. It's nice and wide, bit of a grassy plain, lots of windswept, blown over dead trees. This would definitely get snow cover in the winter. 1,600 metres. You can see the sheets of rain falling from the sky in the distance. Oh, Howitt Hut. So we've decided that we're going to camp next to Howitt's hut. Very interesting little hut. It was built in 1909, and I'll look up the story and see if I can find anything more interesting to say about it. These old huts exist all over the Vic High Country. They were built over 100 years ago and today exist to give hikers some shelter if the weather turns bad. Quite often you will find food, water and firewood in these huts. Okay, so I need to find somewhere relatively flat to park the car. And this is a little bit more forward. That's probably as good as I can get. Just go have a look outside. Time to set up camp. We've just encountered our first bit of light rain, so we will have to set up our campsite for wet weather.
Make sure I get on top of that.
So this is the homemade rain gutter because there's a gap between the awning and the car. So hopefully the water will run down there instead of inside the car. So this ladder here is the new ladder by Alucab. You can buy this separately from the tent, and it is fantastic. The good thing about this ladder is, look at those nice wide rungs. Very, very comfortable to walk on. Doesn't hurt your feet at all. And it folds up really, really flat and compact. Once camp was set up, we set about collecting firewood and then enjoyed the sunset. After a fantastic dinner, we sat around the campfire and watched the silent lightning. It was actually raining several mountains away, but where we were, it was completely dry. But there was a fantastic light show on for most of the night. Thank you so very much for watching. Stay tuned for part 3 coming soon.